Okay, you good and ready to go?
Yeah, we're good.
Sounds good. Okay, then let's get episode 4 of the ArchonTVWhat up and running. I can't believe it's been 4 weeks already. We almost didn't have a show last week, but we're on the ball this week somewhat. A little late again coming out. Had a emergency happen with my co-host, so he had to take care of that. Like I said, normally our time is at 11. But okay. Anyway, moving on to open up the show. We have the Dissidia trailer for Sephiroth. We're gonna have it running in the background while we talk here. I'm actually looking forward to this, to be honest. The Dissidia game coming over to the PS4. I enjoyed the PSP games. There was Dissidia, like the normal Dissidia, and then it was 012, which was like a prequel to that game. The story was kind of hard to follow, but essentially it was you versus the forces of chaos and a never-ending, kind of like a never-ending story in a sense. Only the cycle finally did stop in the first Dissidia game, where you actually defeat chaos and then everybody goes back to their worlds. All in all, it's a pretty fun fighting game. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like PlayStation All Stars in a sense, because it's got your like up circle, down circle, left circle, right circle, like ability fight move list or whatever that's locked. So it's not like you have to do complicated button impresses to do anything like special or anything. And then your square was your HP attacks, which would damage your enemy. Circle was this bravery attack, is what it was called, where it would build up numbers based on your strength. And then you would use the HP attacks to convert the numbers that you got over. Alex, you need to fight.
I got
Donald
it covered.
Trump, eh? But yeah. Anyway, Sephiroth is coming out. He's announced for, I don't know when he comes out, but this looks like it's going to be Warrior of Light. But Sephiroth's the newest one, and I believe they're supposed to maybe announce something at PlayStation Experience about the, trying to think of his name, or about the PS4 release for this game, because right now it's only in Japanese arcades. But all in all, I think it's definitely going to be a fun game when it does hit the PS4. Hopefully it has really good support for the Pro. It'll be in 4K and all that. What do you think about it? I know you haven't played the Dissidia series, but from just what you're seeing now, what do you think?
I mean, it looks really interesting. I mean, I'm not 100% sure what it is all about. I mean, but from what I'm seeing right now, trailer wise, it does look like a fun game to play. I don't know how much you know of the mechanics. If you could maybe answer a few questions. I don't know how complex the combos. I mean, is there
It's really simple. It
simple?
was.
Is it kind of like how Naruto?
Yes, actually, that's a really
So
good
it's kind of like the one button type thing. Pretty much.
It's related to the one button type thing. Yeah, and sometimes because like I said, your normal attacks do damage to your opponent, or they don't damage your opponent outright. They increase your bravery, is what it was called. I don't know if that system's changed at all in this. I haven't really seen, because I know the regular combat system's changed. Instead of 1v1, it's 3v3. Instead of because it was 1 with an assist that you could use once per battle, I think it was, and then now it's 3v3 so 6 players can play potentially. I don't think it has a story mode, but back to what I was saying about the battle system, like you would use your circle attacks, which were your bravery attacks, to build up your bravery, and the damage was just based on the items you had equipped and whatnot, and your opponent's items. But once that number got high enough, it maxed out at 9,999. But once you hit that, you could then use your square attacks to cause actual health damage. You could even, there were some characters that had the ability to combo into their bravery attacks with or not their bravery, but their HP attacks through their bravery attacks. So it's a pretty fun game all in all. It's kind of complicated if you're just getting into it. Like, it seems intimidating, but it's really not.
Do they have a pretty depth, like a pretty in-depth character list or roster, or is it pretty simple? Or
it's looking like it's getting pretty big for the roster.
Yeah.
It's already been out like a full year in Japan, and they're already still coming out with characters. Like you can see
really?
here, this is like a character trailer video, yeah. Yep, you have looks like lightning from. Oh wow, I wonder if there's a difference between the 2 lightnings there that you see on screen. If lightning returns lightning is different than 13 lightning.
Oh, okay, so they have different. Okay, that's cool.
They might. I'm not entirely sure, but the
Oh.
stages look absolutely gorgeous from what I'm seeing here. Definitely looks better than what the PSP was going to give you.
Oh, this was released on the PSP then, or
Not this specific version, but the original games were released on the PSP. The original Dissidias. This was like a reboot to the series because a lot of people, I guess, wanted another Dissidia. So hopefully, like,
and were the ones on the PSP, were they strictly just all fighting like this, or did they have like?
They were mostly fighting like what you're seeing here.
Okay.
Yeah, they're mostly like what you see here. It's made by Team Ninja, the same team behind the DMC reboot. Though this looks like it's going to be a lot more closer to lore, like character-wise, than what DMC was.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this is. I don't know if there's actually even a story. To be honest, is what I should say. It doesn't. From what I could tell, it doesn't look like there actually is a story for this. It just looks like they're all mashed up on like the original games, where there actually was somewhat of a story that was really convoluted and hard to pick up.
Did it even pertain to any of the other Final Fantasies, or was it just like a random storyline? I mean, did it?
About the only thing that kind of pulled it all together was the crystals. Each world had a crystal that allowed them to survive without Cosmos, the goddess of light, because Chaos eventually destroys Cosmos or something, and then when she's destroyed, the heroes of light are supposed to disappear, but their crystals prevent them from doing so. So they're allowed one final battle with Chaos to try to set everything right. But other than that, it kind of went in depth a little bit with Final Fantasy 1's story, because Garland was one of the villains you could play. He was from the main Final Fantasy, the first one.
Yeah.
And he turns into Chaos, I believe, in that game. And they kind of allude to him being Chaos. I don't think they outright say he turns into Chaos, but they allude to it. But yeah, it was a pretty fun game. Like right now, if this comes over to the PS4, it's going to be amazing. I can already tell you that. I just hope there's a story behind it, because that right there looks amazing. They're fighting right now inside Midgar when it's being destroyed by Meteor.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Graphically, the 4K I think would definitely push this over the top. It looks like there's summons too, which didn't actually do anything really well. I should say summons didn't really do much outside of affect bravery points. Other than that, they were kind of just gimmicks, to say the least. But it looks like here they might actually have a purpose, which ought to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
You have any more questions about the game? Maybe I can answer if you're curious about.
Trying to think. I don't think so. I mean, basically, I just kind of the.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think of anything.
Okay. Then we can move on to the other Final Fantasy news this week if you want. You can take that down if you want.
Oh.
Square Enix came out and basically came out for a demo for 15 that is only available to the Japanese audience. It was, I guess, rumored to be because their console sales aren't that good in Japan, and they're trying to give one big push for those on the fence of 15 or not, or whether they're going to get it. And this is for them to decide, because it's supposed to carry the beginning portion of the game all the way up to kind of where the demo cuts out. So I don't know. I've been reading reports. It's about an hour and a half worth of depth.
Yeah, that's about what I've seen too.
So, I mean, U.S. players can get it. They just have to go into their store, sign it under a Japanese account, and then find it and download it. Which there are guides for how to access everything and find everything. So it's not too hard. I haven't really seen too much of it. I'm just gonna wait till the game comes out. It's only 2 weeks away.
Yeah, the 29th, so not too much longer. Yeah, I know a lot of people are probably really antsy about it, waiting for it to get their hands on it.
Yeah, a lot of them think it's make or break for the Final Fantasy series.
So I'm assuming you think if they don't do well in this game, it's going to be pretty much game over for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's not looking good. I don't know. Like Final Fantasy wise, like I said, I think they definitely need to release Dissidia stateside. There's a fan base for it. There's a lot of people that would pick it up if it did get released here. My only worry about 15 is it's been in development for so long. It wasn't even 15 originally. It was 13 verses. So, and a lot of people are kind of sick of waiting. It's gotten a negative stigma for that being in development for 8 years. And if it doesn't match up to that 8-year cycle or whatever it is, I think it's been in since 2008. That's what I think it was, or 2006 maybe. It might even be 10 years. But if it doesn't live up to that, then people are going to be very disappointed with Square Enix, and you probably won't see another Final Fantasy for a little while. Outside of maybe another online one, because I heard 14 did pretty well with A Realm Reborn after that came out.
Yeah, that one I think did really well with the fan
They made
base.
a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
Going back and re-releasing it.
Because that game had a disaster. What the first one that came out, wasn't it pretty much a letdown?
From what I heard, there was targeting issues, ability issues, like people falling through floors, clipping, and everything. It just wasn't fully done from what I had heard. And they basically, the opening trailer to A Realm Reborn is them blowing up the world of the original world of 14. And then the mage guy sending you back in time, I think it is, to when the world was first brought up or whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm definitely happy with what Square did with it. I got to play the beta. I haven't really played it anymore because it's $15 a month, and I've been playing World of Warcraft. But it was fun. Definitely good on console anyway. Like I like how they mapped all the buttons.
Oh, same here. I played the beta while I was able, or while it was out, and yeah, I liked it. I liked how the buttons mapped out on the controller. I thought they were really easy to use, and it wasn't super complicated. I thought they did a really good job that way.
Yeah. Like right now even, it looks good from what the trailer's showing here. The weapon moving around and all that's going to be an interesting mechanic. It looks like that's what they're focused around for the most part.
And is your biggest worry going to be what is it? This real time? What was it? How did you explain it again? How their gameplay is going to work?
I'm more worried about it for 7 than I am for this, because this is built around it, whereas 7 was traditional turn-based, and that's why that's got me kind of meh about it.
Okay.
Especially some of the things I'm hearing about that. But 15, I think it's going to be kind of awkward a little bit with the whole weapon moving.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, you're going to have to really, really learn your distances with your weapons. Like, when you're throwing things and teleporting to them, you're going to have to learn what your max is and whether or not you're going to want to do it. And you're going to have to accidentally not do it learning all the buttons, because the buttons, I think, are mapped kind of funkily, if I remember right, from the demos. Unless they've changed them. But this trailer definitely seems interesting. I haven't had a chance to see Kingsglaive either, so I got I've seen a little bit of it, just haven't watched it all the way through. But that's really more of a prequel than anything else. Because I could tell you right now, though, that that woman in the trailer that Noctis was in front of was, I believe it's his mother. So I wonder if the story is going to be open to where you can actually, like, pick an ending. Like, if you do bad, it'll reflect bad. If you do good, it'll reflect good, or something like that.
Oh, okay. Like, no, okay, consequences on your actions.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from that trailer right there. But, like I said, I'm not entirely sure. I just hope it's good. Yeah, because... Yeah, Kingsglaive came out, I think, back in September when the game was... Or maybe it was the end of August is what it was, back when the game was supposed to come out, because it was supposed to be Kingsglaive at the end of August, and then Final Fantasy 15 to kind of tie the story in together, rather than the 4-month wait that you ended up with.
Yeah. Wasn't this the second demo that came out?
What?
This one right here, the Kingsglaive
No, The Kingsglave's a movie, a CG
Oh,
movie.
okay. All right.
This is the movie that basically tells the prequel. There's Noctis as a kid. Like,
Okay.
it's the movie that
Okay,
kind of leads you
that makes
into the
sense.
game.
Okay.
Yeah. And you get to get more of an understanding about how the world is the way it is, like the crystals and all that, and how you're able to teleport with the crystals.
Oh, that's pretty cool though. I mean, to do something like that for people that maybe don't know the whole backstory to everything, you know.
Yeah. Definitely something to watch before going into the game, because it'll give
Shit,
you
I
the
might have to
mindset
check
you
this
need.
out then. Maybe it might become beneficial for me to do that.
Yeah, if you're just getting into the series or the 15 storyline, yeah, it's definitely not a bad movie from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've gotten halfway through it. I just kind of dropped it. Just forgot to go back to it, really.
Is it free to watch or?
No, you gotta buy it.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, Square. There's no way Square's gonna give out anything for free. But yeah. Trying to think, what else is there? I don't think there's anything else for 15 outside of the release and all that.
Yeah, I think it's basically just people waiting for the game. I feel like a lot of people just have a lot of high hopes for it, and hopefully they pull through.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan, but hey, I do like to play a good game, and
Yeah. I kind of was hoping that Square, what they were planning on doing was making it to where the delay was also for the update that they wanted to get out, but as well like a Final Fantasy VII demo.
yeah.
Kind of like what they did with Type 0, where you got a demo for 15 with it, which would have been nice to see. Still haven't finished Type 0 either. I need to finish that one. It's just the combat system was kind of weird to me just because it was for the PSP originally, I believe, so that's why the system's not all there. But yeah, it'll definitely make or break the series, that's for sure. And I don't know if it'll affect the production on 7 remaster or remake or not.
Yeah.
Damn, I got a lot of drop frames tonight. I wonder what that's about. Huh. But yeah, like I said, the only thing I was worried about 7 is that like I don't know how limit breaks are gonna play into it. I don't know how story progression is gonna play into it. Like, because it's supposed to be over 4 games or something like that, is from what I've been hearing.
So did they expand the story? I don't understand.
No, from what I heard though, they're supposed to be full-fledged games. Because from what I'm hearing, people are speculating anyway. It's going to be the first game's going to take place up until you leave Midgar,
Okay.
which would be like halfway through Disc 1. And then I don't know where Disc 2. I would assume Disc 2 would take place in the City of the Ancients.
So
Where
what is the reasoning for that? I never really got to read why they want to do that. Is there like a huge reason? Is it just too much? It can't be too much space on a disc. I feel like
that's not what it is. Development time. They want to cut development time and they want to keep it fresh in people's minds.
I mean that makes sense.
But if you were gonna do that though, I would say just go ahead and not say anything about the remake until you're about halfway done with it. You know.
Yeah.
Don't, because now you've got people wondering. Like I said, how is the game gonna work? How's like story progression? The battle system's pretty clear. It's gonna be like Kingdom Hearts in a sense.
Yeah.
What else is there? Like, what happens if you play the second? Because this is supposed to be a full-fledged game, so you're looking probably at the Square Enix normal of like at least over 100 hours, maybe even 200 hours worth of content typically in this. Because I've been playing World of Final Fantasy for about maybe 72 to 100 already, and I don't even think I'm like halfway done with any of the side stuff. Even I'm almost to the end of the actual game itself. But I don't know. Then you gotta also think, how is your stuff going to transition over to the next game? You know, is any of that going to transfer? Is it a waste of time to max out your stats?
That's true. Yeah, I mean, can you max out your character in the first disc or whatever?
Exactly.
Would
they put a cap on them?
That would sound like that would make sense because I don't feel like it would be really Wouldn't it be easier? Wouldn't it be too easy if you just maxed out your character disc 1 and then you just couldn't you just run through the rest of the game basically? Or I mean, it wouldn't be as big of a
Pretty
challenge.
much, unless they're gonna do some type of scaling, like what WoW does with its, or any other game does
okay.
with its add-ons or expansions,
Yeah, that would.
where everything gets scaled back damage-wise.
Yeah.
But even then, like, it would be really awkward for spells and materia if the materia system's still there, because if you maxed out a materia and it's doing like 800 damage at the start, and then you can't do any more damage with it, and there's no point in keeping the materia because it's not going to do anything extra for you, because it's not going to just carry you through.
Yeah.
There's no point in even having it, to be honest. Like, so it's kind of like a middle finger to the people who actually took the time out to build up their materia, their stats, and whatnot. So I don't know. It's kind of I think it's a bad idea to do what they're doing, but who knows? Maybe it'll all work out in the end. I have no idea where they're going to cut their games at either. Some people are speculating it's going to be... Sorry, something was bothering me. It's going to be, like I said, at the end of Midgar, when you first leave into halfway through to Disc 1, and then the end of Disc 1, and then I would assume you could probably fit up until the end of Disc 2 on the third game, where you fight Hojo. And then the fourth game, that would be tough though, because all the fourth game would be then is just the northern crater where you fight the final boss.
Yeah, there's got to be something that. I mean, the fourth. I mean, what you just said, the fourth disc would be pretty much point. I mean, that'd be kind of sucky. Because they're not charging full price, are they, for these games?
Yes, they are, because they're supposed to be full-fledged games.
Oh my lord. Well, then they better pull through with the content inside the games to make sure that it's going to be 100% worth the $60. Because I mean, over however many they're supposedly going to put out, you're going to spend over $200 total or more.
Yeah. And I kind of wonder if there's going to be any super bosses at all if they do it this way. Because, I mean, that's what Final Fantasy is. If it's a full-fledged game, there has to be a super boss somewhere in the game. I mean, and you've already established Ruby and Emerald were super bosses for the first game originally. So where do they fit in all this? Where are they going to be still super bosses? Or are they going to be, like, at the end of the game? Are they going to be the fourth game, the end game, or whatever? Maybe Square, like, won't scale the difficulty or whatever on the fourth game, so you have all your stuff and it does full damage, because it wouldn't make any sense to scale it at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of questions. I heard from somebody that I was talking to that they said that they heard that it was supposed to center around different characters. Each game was going to focus on a different character. So you'd play one character the entire game, and then next game it'd be a different character altogether. Which seems kind of dumb to me, but
yeah,
it kind of gets rid of that whole you're fighting in a party.
Yeah, the party system. So then you're basically, I mean, if that happens, they changed up a lot in the 7.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like they're doing too much, or they're trying. I feel like they're trying to change too much in the game.
They needed to just wait and then come out with the full game, rather than doing this. It leaves too much questioning and all that.
Yeah, you're just. I feel like some people would just be happy with the game how it was, just on the newer console.
Yeah, just better graphics.
Just way better graphics.
Yep, I have no idea how limit breaks are going to work or any of that. And if the party system's how I'm thinking it's going to be, it's probably going to go back to a gambit system like what 12 used, where you can input like commands for your party to use.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was gambits you could get that would say like don't use this ability unless under like 30% health, or enemy health equals 30, or something like that. Like there were really specific like situations, conditions that you could set up your abilities for. And it looks like we might be heading back to that. Some people had an issue with it. Some people didn't. But if the game's going to be centered around one hero, like what somebody I talked to said, then that'd probably be the system they're going to go with. But outside of that, the rest of it's just speculation, so who knows?
Yeah. I mean, what's the next thing that they might say something about it?
I'm thinking we'll hear about it next month at the PlayStation Experience.
Oh, right,
Should hear about that. Kingdom Hearts. I know Street Fighter V has something because Akuma was announced, actually. Which is a huge deal for that because a lot of people like Akuma. I like playing Akuma in 4. I had fun playing him. I played a little bit in Third Strike. I didn't play a lot of Third Strike, but I played a little bit here and there. He's a pretty fun character. He's a pretty staple character, too, since he came in. I think in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is when he came in. He was a hidden boss that you had to get to after doing some conditions. I can't remember what they were specifically. It's probably something to do with perfects and super finishes, if I remember right. But instead of fighting Bison at the end, you'd fight Shin Akuma, who was just insanely broken. But they put out a trailer that says play Akuma first at the PlayStation Experience.
They don't have a release date when he's coming out then?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing too yet, or nothing too soon, I would assume. I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking probably January would be my guess.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, because if he's got a playable version at PlayStation Experience, which is in December,
they gotta be pretty much done with them overall.
Yeah, it's just for testing, I think, is why they're taking him to the PlayStation Experience, so people can get feedback.
That's good.
Yeah, especially because Akuma is usually a character that hits like a truck but has like low HP. So definitely be interesting to see what he gets.
Yeah.
Like V skill and V trigger wise. What else is there? The Infinite Warfare, like you were telling me, the Infinite Warfare disaster on PC.
Oh yeah, I was reading about it. I didn't understand why Microsoft. I don't understand how people that buy the game off of Microsoft Store, the Windows Store, or whatever it's called, is having trouble playing it with Steam players. I don't even know why there's even why they would even do anything like that. Why Microsoft would even do that, because then people are just limited to playing only people on Windows Store, and I guarantee there's not that many people. So, and I think that was actually one of the issues, was there wasn't enough people, so they were just having a hard time finding lobbies all the time. It was just basically long wait times. So I think a lot of people just got fed up with it and basically asked for their money back, and Microsoft basically just had to go with it and give their money back, which makes sense. You know, I mean, you can't force a person to wait super long because there's no one to play with.
Yeah. And I think it's because Steam and Microsoft run games differently is what it is. Like, I think Microsoft uses the DirectX 10 engine through Windows 10.
Okay, yeah.
Or system, and then I can't remember what Steam uses. It might be DirectX 7, maybe? I can't remember specifically. But that's why I couldn't download Killer Instinct. You can't download Killer Instinct for PC unless you have a Windows 10 computer and can access the Windows Store, because you don't have the DirectX to play it.
Yeah.
So you have to get a Windows 10 computer.
I don't know. I just thought it was stupid.
It's pretty dumb. I mean, Microsoft shouldn't be going up against Steam like that, knowing full well that Steam's been around longer.
Yeah, Steam's pretty much well established. People are, they're happy with Steam. They like Steam. They're gonna go with Steam. There's just more people on it.
Yeah.
So it's just Microsoft not being able to make any money off Infinite Warfare if they make whatever their profit is for it.
It's probably very little.
But having to fully refund them. If anything, Activision is probably pissed about it because they didn't make any money off of the Windows Store where they have it put, but whatever.
Yeah, those people will just have to go and buy the Steam version of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb that Microsoft does it the way they do it. It doesn't make sense from a standpoint to divide your PC players up for games that PC players tend not to go to anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think Call of Duty on PC has been a relevant thing since probably Modern Warfare. I could be wrong, but usually you see on the forums stuff people say that they haven't played since the Modern Warfare era. So who knows? It's just another terrible thing for Infinite Warfare, which was just a terrible game all around, at least to me anyway.
Oh, speaking of PC, also I read that Dishonored 2 is having a lot of trouble on the PC right now as well. It's got just a long list of problems. Stability is just a big one. It's just terrible. I've read, and it looks like um, the people that are making Dishonored, the people that make Dishonored 2, I can't think of their name off the top of my head. They didn't even really give you like an actual time frame. Really, it was just we'll get to it when we get to it type thing. It didn't seem like they were really too.
Pretty sure it's Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's probably it. I can't believe I blanked on that, but
yeah, that doesn't surprise me. There's been tons of bad PC ports that come out lately. Like nobody does anything for the PC community outside of PC exclusive games.
yeah. And the article I was reading at was just like it's just terrible. It's terrible. It's horrible. You know, and then the players have to suffer. And it's not just PC. You know, it happens with freaking all, even console as well. I just feel like they're getting lazier and lazier with their games. They're not taking them as serious because, I mean, I think what the guy said was like it's pre-ordered. You know, it's basically they're ready to give their money, or their money's given to them already. Why?
Yep. Because the store is what buys the pre-orders. Your money just shows that you are interested in purchasing it from the store.
Yeah.
So they buy their copies from the game developer or the publisher.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Game development these days is a joke. Porting is really bad. Like I see a lot of bad ports. MKX finally went back and made a PC port that actually works, from what I hear. Because their original, or they canceled the original one. They like outright canceled it. They said it was coming soon. It'd be soon, and then nope. They just outright canceled it, and just recently said they were going to release it, or they might have already done it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just sad. I mean, most games nowadays have day one patches. You know,
yep. 15 is going to have a day one patch, but that's just for 4K support, from what I was hearing. And then there's going to be another one in December, which has to do with 4K again. Or no, it has to do with the PS Pro up or running at 1080p on HD TVs while in 60 frames. So it sounds like if you get the PS4 Pro, you're not going to be able to play the game the first month it's out on 1080p with 60 frames on an HDMI or HD TV. But who knows? The Pro I've heard mixed things about. People say that if you got an HD TV, don't bother getting the Pro. If you got 4K, you're more likely to get better results out of it because it doesn't run very well on HDMI. Or 1080p HDMI. Because I think it's what, a 4K adapter you have to have, right, for 4K?
Yeah, I think it's a. When we bought our 4K TV, that was like that guy's selling point, was trying to sell us a 4K HDMI cable with it. He was, because of how the newer consoles are coming out. You know, the Scorpio's coming out sometime next year, and then the Pro was coming out this year. Yeah, you have to buy the cable, whatever specifically for it.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait until, I don't know, I just hear better things about it, or I have a better knowledge over the whole thing itself. I don't know. I just feel like they've rushed. I didn't feel like it was super necessary. 4K is just to me, it's so new still. I feel like if they waited, they could have got so much more out of 4K and HDR.
Definitely.
I don't know what the advantage. The only advantage I could think of is just people that have 4K. If they buy the PS4 Pro, maybe they might not buy the Scorpio when it comes out next year. You know, I guess maybe that's what their selling point was, or what they were trying to get after. But I don't know. I just feel like
it just sounds. Go gonna say it just sounds like a system that has gonna have a lot of issues when it launches.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't run normal HDMI games properly. Like I said, people were saying that PS4 regular was actually outperforming it on the 1080p scale with 60 frames.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming probably the system itself just doesn't recognize a regular HD TV well or something. I don't know.
They said it's gonna be on the publishers to go in and change their games resolutions and all that, and try to get them up to 60 frames with a patch. So Sony knew it was coming. A lot of publishers aren't sure if they're going to. I know Black Ops 3 is one of the games getting it. I think Shadows of Mordor are getting a patch for it.
Yeah.
But other than like a couple other big name titles, like they're going to be kind of delayed getting out.
Yeah, I think they said up to 20 of them were supposed to be by 2017 or some time in 2017. It was supposed to be like up to 20 games, but I don't know. I don't know the full details of it. I don't know. I'm waiting. I'm just gonna wait. I was planning on getting one for the holidays, but the more I read into it, I feel like it's just gonna be a waste of money for me right now.
Yeah, I should probably just wait. Your case, you might be better off getting it, but me, there's no point for me to get it.
I mean, we have a 4K, but it's one of the more basic models. It's not super fancy. Like it doesn't even have the HDR with it. It's one of the more basic 4K TVs. So, I mean, it would still probably run, but I just feel like if we want to get the full experience, you would want to get something that's more the top of the line of the 4K models.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna wait as well. No point of rushing, anyways.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what all I'm gonna do. I don't know yet. Christmas is around the corner, so figure something out. Money wise. But with that comes deals. I hear GameStop's running quite a few good deals this year.
Yeah, I did. I've seen some of theirs. I know that they released. I think they just released. What I've seen, they released their Black Friday ads. I wanted to check those out. And I know Best Buy did too, as well.
Yeah. Are you working Black Friday this year? You said.
Yeah, I have to work Black Friday.
Is that holiday pay or no?
Yeah, it's the triple pay I was telling you.
Do you get paid vacation? What happens if you take paid vacation on that Black Friday?
I can't take vacation after the week before Thanksgiving. We can't take vacation anymore until after seasonal's done.
Wow.
So, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's whatever, I guess.
Do you want to try to come up to where I'm at or whatever and go look at deals on Friday?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I gotta see, because my mom's talking to me about wanting to do something that Saturday. So I gotta figure it all out, but it's...
Well, I was gonna say, if you came up Friday, you'd be like in the halfway point if we could stay out at Cindy's.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out with her. She's been giving me bits and pieces of the details of what she wanted to do, so I don't know 100% right now, but
probably a Thanksgiving dinner type deal.
I don't know. It's still up in the air.
Yeah, just let me know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll have to do that.
Because I'd love to go looking at deals and stuff. If you could get out here, or out here, out this way. But I woke up and there's frost on the ground this morning. That sucks.
Yeah, I know. When I was letting my dog out just before this, it was really cold. I hate it.
We're definitely in that season.
Yeah.
But okay, I think we can wrap this show up, right? Been going for about 40 minutes now, so
yeah,
it's all good. We'll cover the Battleborn stuff probably next week.
Yeah, we figure out when talk about it. I mean, by that time it might be over with, done. People are gonna be
it's gonna be game again.
It's gonna be gone.
But maybe it'll blow up into something bigger we can cover for sure next week. So
yeah, I have to keep our eyes out about it. I guess
But okay, so I guess since we're gonna wrap up the show, I'll do my anime recommendation. I think today's is gonna be a show I actually watched recently. Like I've been wanting to do kind of like a classic show, but at the same time, I've been watching some good new shows. I think Overlord, like it's already been out in Japanese for quite a while. It's a light novel series, so there may not be a second season for it, which definitely sucks. I absolutely hate how light novel series don't get second seasons because they're just used for promotional material to get people interested into the novels. But anyway, there's still hope, I guess, because it sold really well from what I hear. The light novel's selling well, so maybe they'll go ahead and just give us the second season like they do for mangas. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Like Durara, when that first came out, it was a light novel series. It came out, I think in 2008 was the original series. It had to be because Toonami's been around for about 5 years now, and it aired on the adults. It was a year before that came back, and it aired on the Adult Swim Action Block. But it was basically, a lot of people thought it was dead in the water, never was going to get its like series completion because they were like up to a certain point in the story or whatnot. And it ended up getting its second season, I think just last year. It ended up getting its completion for the original light novel series. So there's always hope for light novel series. There's always hope for any show out there. Never say never when it comes to anime. I've learned it's just a crazy business. Stuff that looks like it's going to be popular ends up failing half the time and doesn't get its second season. We're still waiting on a High School of the Dead, but anyway, like I said, I'm going to get back on track here with Overlord. It's one of your stories where a person gets trapped in an MMORPG. He starts off as a guy who is like getting ready to say goodbye to the game that he played for so long. Their developers are shutting the server down on him, and he wanted to stick around until the very end when the server shuts in the game. And when he wakes up, he then is inside the game still, and he can't figure out like what's going on. It's like he starts freaking out, trying to get a hold of like the GMs and all that to get help. But eventually he ends up learning that he's become a part of this new world. Like he's the only one there from his knowledge. Like there's no other players that are in there with him yet that he can find from what the first season shows. But he essentially like goes on, tries to like integrate into the new world. It's pretty good. I'd say it's probably even better than Sword Art Online and how they did it personally. I think it's a lot better. There are moments of fan service, you could say. Like one of his followers, I guess, falls madly in love with him because he programmed her too before the server shut down. He was just kind of screwing around because he didn't think that anything was going to happen. He thought the game was just going to end and they would just be done, and he was just messing around. But it kind of goes in depth with that a little bit. I'd say outside of those moments, it's definitely a pretty good show. Like even with those moments in it, it's a pretty funny show all around. Pretty serious, funny. I don't know. It's a mix. But if you like those, like I said, stories where people get trapped in games, it's one of the better ones out there. Definitely check out the anime. And if you're interested, I think they're publishing the light novel here in the States now for it. It's got 3 out already. But from what I hear, the first 3 light novel series books are covered in the anime, so you might just want to wait till the 4th one comes out. I'm thinking about going out and buying the light novel series, which I don't typically do, just to get the story on it, because I hope they come out the second season for it. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like I said, if you enjoy your trapped in video game anime or light novel stories, you'll enjoy it. It's one of the better ones. I'm rambling again, sorry.
No, whoever's watching it, man, I'm pretty sure that they enjoy the in-depth.
I'm trying. My throat's starting to bother me, starting to hurt a little bit. That's why I keep talking, to try to like kill the pain, to see if I can just get over it, you know. Ugh. But like I said, it's a good series. Check it out. And we are 16 minutes into Toonami, so feel free to go check that out after this. If you're on the East Coast, it's up and running. Dragon Ball Z Kai should be about halfway done. And I think with that, like I said, the Twitter and the YouTube and the Twitch are right there. I'll be live. Are we switching days, or are you? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, whatever is better for you.
I don't really know. I don't really think it matters now, but
Oh yeah.
because
It
what was
doesn't.
gonna
It
what was
doesn't
keeping
matter,
me
man.
from
We'll figure it out.
yeah, I was gonna say what was keeping me from my days or whatever isn't gonna be an issue anymore after Tuesday anyway. So
Yeah. Because
I can
World
just
of
go back.
Warcraft's full of high school drama. We found out that. I found that out today.
Yeah, it's full of people who start rumors and want to run their mouths, and then when you call them on it, they want nothing to do with you. But it is what it is. Who knows? Who cares? I'm just taking a break from it for now, so it is what it is. They remove me from the guild. I'll just ask Ian for an invite like 6 months later. It's fine. I think with that we are going to cut though. My stream schedule will be Tuesdays, Thursday. I'll do Tuesday, Thursdays again. That's fine. Tuesday, Thursdays. I want to say from 4 p.m. Eastern till 11. Well, not 11. We'll do 4 p.m. until 8 or 10, somewhere in between there. 6 hours, 6 to 4 hours, and then I'll probably do a stream Saturday like I did tonight before the show starts. What are you planning on doing this week? I'll just go over my games now that I think about it. I'll probably finish up World of Final Fantasy. I might do a stream after the show too, so stick around.
Wait, what are you doing after the show?
I might do another World of Final Fantasy stream.
Oh, all right.
Just see how just get a little further in it. And then next week it'll probably be Tales of Zestria because I got that from a friend. And maybe some Resident Evil sprinkled in there. Who knows? What are your plans for the week?
Crap. Nah, I don't know off the top of my head. I just been playing Call of Duty 4 right now. I guess I could probably stream that, even though I'm a little rusty. I've been trying to get a little bit better at the game. It's been a minute since I've kind of taken a Call of Duty a little more serious than what the last couple have been.
So. Yeah. As long as you're streaming something, man, it helps us grow. Simple as that. It doesn't matter how good you are at it. Even if somebody wants to come in and make fun of you for it. I have people do that. It's like, whatever. As long as you're watching, I don't care.
Yeah.
You bring views to my views, and we good to go. But, yeah. I think that's it, right? Like I said, the YouTubes, the Twitch, the Twitter are all right there. And I'm pretty sure that we can just wrap it up with that. Episode 4 is in the books. It's hard to believe, considering how much stuff it seems to happen on a Saturday night that almost prevents it from going on.
Yeah. I'm hoping by next week things start getting a little smoother.
Yeah. I thought you were sleeping again at me. That's why you weren't answering.
No, I wasn't sleeping.
I was like, shit, he did it again, didn't he? But, okay. With that, like I said, go check out Toonami. It's on right now if you're on the East Coast. And we'll catch you next Saturday at 11, hopefully, right on the dot.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing crazy happens again. But thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the VOD. Thanks for checking out the YouTubes. Appreciate it. Spread the word. And like I said, we'll see you then.